What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm Mario Benitez.
And I'm Jose Ortiz. And this week we're discussing everything from Ghost of Tsushima and people being angry for some reason to everything going on with the dock workers and their strike. This is another episode of Saturday Gigantic. I mean, it just comes down to people just having... you have to have faith in people who are professionals, right?
Yeah, expertise,
like the expertise, the people who spent 10, 20 years of their lives learning about things. Yeah, learning about this one thing, and now they do it as a career. Like, what do? We just neglect that? Like, that's the whole science world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I find it funny when people do that. Like, they'll act like, oh, please, they could never really know who did this or did that. I'm like, bro, these are professionals.
Yeah, that's all
that's
they
like
do.
Asking me about sports, like asking me about a very specific sports thing.
Curling.
I go to a sports professional. They're gonna be able to break that down, when the origin was, who brought it over here, how it got big, when it became a part of the Olympics. They're gonna be able to break all that shit down, and that's fact.
Yeah, that's expertise.
You know, there might be a few things that are wrong in the presentation or whatever the fuck, but it's not like completely fabricated, just me. People like, where do you want to take this?
Yeah.
So if you don't believe that's what happened, so give me your explanation.
And people make them up.
Yeah.
People make them up. They're not in a lab, or they're not really.
It's goofy.
Yeah.
It's super goofy to me.
But I do get, so expertise is how people look at it nowadays. It's just crazy that people don't take it into consideration when they do in certain aspects.
Yeah.
Like, if a great example always is like, if you need a car fix, you take it to a mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You know, you're not going to take it to a fucking heart surgeon.
Yeah. You wouldn't take it to,
you wouldn't do the vice versa.
The refrigerator dudes and be like, yo, man, my car's fucked up. Y'all hook me up?
Yeah, he may know some things, but the mechanic,
like,
that's
they might
his
be loosely, like, he might be able to tell you what, there's differences.
Yeah.
There's very specific professions. And
then another interesting, not to cut you off, but another interesting thing before I forget this about expertise, bro, is that just because you're an expert in something, you could be a complete fuckface in other things.
Of course.
Yo, you see that all the time with certain people that you're just like, this motherfucker is brilliant in one thing, or she's brilliant in one thing.
Yo.
And then just, you cannot get on board with anything else.
Listen,
they look at the world wild. They have just I'm like, well, oh shit. But that's expertise. You know?
Now listen, if anybody would be able to verify this from who used to work with me when I worked at Cablevision, I was like not a sales rep, but like the people who you call when you have a problem with your internet.
Yeah.
But we were like level 2 support, so it's like not the basic stuff. Like we handle business class, we handle like more elaborate shit. It's a call, you could easily be on a call for an hour with somebody who doesn't know nothing from nothing. You have to like break every single last part of this down to them for them to be able to troubleshoot easily, because you're trying to avoid the company sending a whole technician out to do something that is like unpluggable power. Yeah, no, it's nine times out of 10 it'll be some silly shit like, oh, he just needed to reset the router or whatever. But I'll never forget a doctor calling me from like an independent, like I forgot what it was. He had like a business account, right? And it was linked to his doctor's office. And I remember him calling and just being a complete dick, man. Like, he was just being a fucking
what the
dick,
fuck?
yo. And I'm like, bro, I'm like putting my shit on mute. I'm like, this fucking guy don't let me explain nothing. Like, so it came to a point where finally I was like, sir, listen, sir, you're a doctor, right? He's like, yes. How many times do I have to say that I'm a doctor? I was like, all right, you're a doctor. Do doctor shit. I said it just like that. And again, this is something my friends from the job could verify, because I was a loose cannon at the job. Like, I was really nice and knew how to conduct myself, but once you were being an asshole, I was like, bro, let me just get my point through.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, all right, so do doctor shit. I was like, you called us. If you know the answers, then you don't have to call us. You could hang up the call right now. This call's over. If you know everything, just go do what you're talking about. Go ahead. Oh, well, I was all right, so you calling me for help.
Yeah.
I'm the professional here, right? You view me as the professional. You call me, you got me.
Yeah.
Like, whether I'm a professional or not, is your fucking guess. But you got me.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Yeah, this is what I do.
Here we go. You feel me?
This is what I do.
This is what I do. Here we go. if I go into your fucking doctor's office and you say, listen, man, I'm going to need to give you a shot in that shoulder because of that extreme pain you've been feeling, bro. I think it's this and this will help. I might take you up on that offer. Yeah. I'm not going to be like, yo, you know what? I need another doctor to tell me the same shit differently. Like, no, you just fucking, either you have trust or you don't. You normally go to a doctor's office or walk into the fucking ER or whatever for the case may be, and whoever you get, you get. Yeah. And what they tell you it is. Now, if they fuck up, then that's something you handle after. Like, I know the internet ain't life. Like, it's two different things. You know, like, one's fucking with your health and one's fucking with your internet.
Yeah.
That's my point. That's my point.
But you just talking about expertise.
I'm talking about expertise, bro. Like, that's you called me. We work together. Yeah. Our expertise connected on some level. Like, you need me to make your practice run smoothly, and your machines might not work right, and all type. You can't conduct a business like that. Yeah. You can't send out emails. No notifications work. Your app might be down. People might not be able to sign in. There's so much shit that comes with this. I'm like, bro, why are you being a dick? Like, just let me help. Expertise, you could really be a bozo in all other areas.
Dude, you see it a lot, bro.
Yeah.
And you be surprised, because like you said, it's a doctor.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you went to how many years of school?
My brother.
And you're just a complete dick face.
Bro, you remember when I broke my hand that time? I was just kind of walking around with my hand broken and shit. Bro, I'll never forget, my hand was just so fucked up. The doctor's like, yo, how'd you break your hand? And I'm like, I punched the wall. And he's like, are you sure? It's very important to know exactly how. And in my mind, I'm like, why? Like, the shit's broken already, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does it matter how? Like, like, that makes no sense. Whatever. So, I'm like, yeah, I just hit a wall, man. And he's like, all right. The shit had began healing already, right? But the doctor is, like, trying to show, like, his protege how to do things. And I'm like, fuck, I got the trainee and the doctor fucking combo right now. And I'm in severe pain. Yo, this shit had started healing wrong. Like, the pinky right here was separated from the knuckle, and so was this one, and the fifth metacarpal was broken. So they're fucking looking at my shit, and they looked at an x-ray already. They have to pretty much re-break my shit. They're, like, pulling it out of where it was to get it back into the slot. The worst pain I've ever felt, bro.
Yeah.
But I had to trust this fucking professional.
Yeah, because they know better.
Right, but he didn't. He pulled on my fucking...
You got stuck with the one no expert.
I got stuck with the motherfucker, bro. Like, he's pulling on my shit. Yo, like, if I pulled your pinky right now, and it ain't broken, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, we do.
After a certain point, you'll be like, yo, Jill, stop pulling my pinky, bro. I couldn't tell you to the doctor.
Why you even touching my
pinky?
And
I'm just there like this, and he's pulling my shit.
You're never touching the man pinky. That's the weirdest
He's
finger.
He's pulling my shit. Pause.
That's the weirdest finger. You can't touch any finger. It can't be a pinky, right?
He's pulling my shit. Pause. Right? And I'm like, every time he pulls, I'm in severe pain. I'm like, oh my God. And like, the guy says, you okay? You need water? You're turning yellow. Like, it looked like I was turning color. Like, I was getting pale and shit. Because the shit hurt so much. It was like a shocking pain. I'm like, fuck. He couldn't get this shit after 4 tries. So guess what? He lets the protege try. Protege want to prove something. Yo, protege did it. He got it done, but he fucked me up, son.
Oh, man.
He put like a towel around my pinky and shit, just so he got the grip. And then like yanked dumb hard, and I could feel that shit come out. And yo, bro, I must have looked crazy to them, because the second I made that, like I was just sounding crazy in that bitch. They started rapping my shit like, okay, yeah, you're good, man. You're good. Like, I must have sounded like I was getting fucked up in there, bro.
But they grabbed your pinky, bro.
But I trusted the professional.
Yeah.
You know?
That's expertise, man.
Yeah.
Yo, did you peep that new Ghost of Tsushima trailer, that Ghost of Yote?
I did. That shit looks fire.
That shit looks beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that first game was awesome. Like, I don't play everything these days, you know?
Yeah.
But I got back into gaming, like, recently and shit, the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a I was like, oh shit, that was like one of my first games back.
Yeah.
From like 2014.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima was a big deal when it dropped. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
I started to play it, and then I just quickly fell out of it because there's a lot of other shit I was playing at the time. But I know that we have a lot of friends who are just as excited about it. Yeah,
that game is fucking fire. But I feel like, did you hear like people like, I don't know, there's always some controversy around everything, bro. Yeah. About like the character, because it's like it takes place like 300 years later, right? And it's a female character. It's like, okay, this team makes dope games. Maybe it's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. That whole argument is completely dead already. Like, first of all, one of the biggest characters in action adventure gaming, whatever you want to call it, for Sony since back in the day was Lara Croft. You know what I'm saying? And that clearly inspired like the whole fucking Drake series.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like
guaranteed.
Like now you have the new Tomb Raider games that came out and they look like Drake's but that's where they were going anyway.
Yeah.
That was
inspired the next one and then they came back.
They could do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ghost is no different. Like I feel like they know exactly what they're doing. I could see from a gamer's perspective, if you're a fan of the story, you might be a little bummed that they're not continuing the main person's story. Because that's like a big deal. Like, damn, I wanted to see
that was a cool ass character,
right?
Too.
But this just makes me feel like people are too used to instant gratification right now. Like, you gotta let some shit cook. You gotta let it marinate. All I know is that when State of Play happens in like 2027, and you have a new Ghost sequel, and it's with that dude, and like Ghost 3 is probably
big again.
It's gonna be Ghost of Tsushima 2.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be Ghost of whatever. It'll probably be Ghost of Tsushima 2. And it's going to be continuing that story. That shit's going to get the loudest pop. It's going to get the loudest fucking reaction. Meanwhile, this Ghost of Yote is going to earn everyone's respect because
it's going to be good.
People are going to forget that
it looks fucking amazing.
Come on, man. That's a stupid ass argument already. Like, yeah, Lara Croft. You got Aloy from Horizon.
Yeah.
The Horizon series is fire. You know what I mean? You also had like shit like Bayonetta and Metroid. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Like, dude, that whole shit is bullshit. But like, you know what's the word people keep throwing around is that DEI thing.
What do you mean? What is
like
this?
It's like diversity. I don't remember what it stands for. Diversity.
The I is inclusion. I know that.
What?
The I is inclusion.
Inclusion. Yeah, and I forget what the E is for.
Oh, okay, so they're saying that's what causes games to die. Is that like the whole thing?
Yeah, like the whole shit, like when
diversity, inclusion, exclusion.
I don't know what the E is. Look that shit up. Right?
Look that up. What the fuck is going on?
But yeah, so to me, I'm like, when I hit, it's just
equity.
Equity. There we go. Diversity, equity, inclusion.
What cornball made it? Like, who latches onto that shit?
Yeah, people just get upset about it, like, because they're seeing other characters that look different. Like, yeah, all right.
Listen, I get it. There's times where they do push that shit hard, and it's
when it don't make sense.
Grab.
Yeah, when like it's too much.
Yeah, it's just like it's overdoing it. But
original characters and shit. There's like you just named. There's so many awesome ones.
Yeah,
give it a fucking shot. You know?
Like, chill out. The game looks incredible. You seen that trailer?
And why you bringing so much politics into a fucking game?
It's fake.
Yeah, like yo, bro. If you want to go back in time, it's a fucking video game.
Yeah, like relax. This might be the only chick you spend time with. Like,
I grew up fucking stomping on turtles.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, with a fucking Italian motherfucker.
I grew up playing with a monkey, like an ape.
Yeah,
that breaks barrels and fights alligators. Like, you motherfuckers are crazy.
Yeah,
and I didn't hear nobody bitching when Dixie Kong took over Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong.
Character.
You had Donkey Kong Country. Then you had Donkey Kong.
No, Dixie Kong don't get enough love, though.
And then Dixie came, and you know what's funny? Funny enough, part 3 is where I fell off.
Nah, I fell off too.
But I fell off because it felt like it was almost sad. It felt like it was almost
the end of the... I think it was just the transition of the system.
Right, it was the end of the SNES lifespan, and Sony was already in there with PS5.
Yeah, you had
PS5. Sony was already in there with PS5.
PS5
I meant to say in 1995. Yeah. Like, Sony's PlayStation was like in a lot of households. I remember that's when you got it. I think it dropped out here in like late 94?
Yeah,
or early 95, I can't remember. I'm not one of the, I'm not the encyclopedia of fucking Sony, but I remember when that shit dropped, that's when it started becoming more common, people started becoming more familiar with it, is when more people started buying it, and you just started seeing SNES bounce.
Yeah,
but that's why I stopped playing that shit. It wasn't like it was. I still played it, but it wasn't something I was as much into because I was playing shit like Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Once those games dropped, it was like, yo, we in there.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, but yeah, so there's good characters from all walks, man. It's a fucking game, though.
Resident Evil 3,
bro.
Jill's the main character.
Yeah.
If you play Resident Evil 2, Jill's in the first
Claire,
one.
Jill. Those are like some of the illest characters.
I don't understand. Like, it's such a corny ass argument.
Yeah, it's just like, it doesn't need to exist, the argument.
And then if we're talking about what's accurate or not, it's like, bro, stop. Yeah. Like, this game is full of mad magical shit.
Yeah.
Like, why are you trying to be, like, stop. You're making everything corny. Like, just have some fun. Calm down.
It's a game.
Like,
it's literally a game.
You know how much shit comes out that I will never play? It's like, if you don't want to buy it, just don't buy it.
That's how I felt like when there was mad bullshit around, what was that game? The Last of Us 2.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I went from, like, not playing for years to trying to play these new games. So when I played Last of Us, I was looking at that old game at the time, not too long ago, like, yo, these graphics are fire from 2014. I'm like, yo, these graphics, and this shit ain't even
Yeah.
So part 2 dropped, and it was like all this shit that they were like, they started bringing up, like, there's like a transgender character. You started saying all this stuff about the game.
Yeah.
Right? And it just kind of like made me go, like, man, why are you getting so political about this? Like, about a fucking video game. So I'm like, I kind of didn't play the series.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is all this about a game? Like, I don't want to get into that when I play a game.
Like, why? Like, that's too realistic.
Yeah. I played the game. Bro, there's nothing like that. This shit is a good fucking story.
The game's great.
It's a fucking amazing. And I'm like, yo, what do you guys think? What are you processing this video game through?
Like, what are you doing? Like, you're really playing a video game that says, shit, this is... Like, let me find a way to make this as fucking annoying as real life.
Yeah.
That used to be the escape.
Yeah.
Like, video games used to be where you slide off in your own world and just become fucking enveloped in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like a video game. And when you came out of that, you're like, damn, I want to go play again. You were mad when you had to go to work. Now people just bring work to the game.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like, what the
They
fuck?
bring work to the game, bro. Like, leave that shit at work, bro.
Like, why the fuck? Shut up, man.
Yeah, it's too much, man. Not when you fucking playing video games.
Yeah, that shit's cheesy. Like, leave that shit at home, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the team already had this plan, obviously. You know what I mean? Like, the guys who came up with Ghosts.
Yeah.
Like, they clearly have a game plan.
That company is on their shit. Yeah. They don't make too many whack games. They hit, you know?
Yeah, it's like, all right, I'm looking forward to the Max Payne remake, right? You know I'm a huge Max Payne fan.
Me too, man.
That's like if they came out right now and said Maxine Payne, and it's like a woman, that shit would be corny.
Yeah, that would, like, okay.
Like, that's forced.
But if they came out with, like, a Mona Sachs game.
If they came out with a Mona Sachs game,
like, spin-off.
Are you joking?
But made by Remedy?
Oh.
You know what Remedy is doing with their games, bro? I'm mad late. Mind you, like I said, I'm late on a lot of games. So I'm just, my bad, but I'm about to finish Control.
That game is incredible.
Bro, that game is fucking nuts. That shit is better than some sci-fi shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
imagine them coming out with a game called Mona. Right?
Yeah.
And that shit's like noir, but like action La Femme Nikita style shit, because that's her character. Like, she's
slow downs and
mysterious,
shit.
And she's very, like, she could defend herself. She's into some shady shit. That would be incredible. But if you change the whole original, that's the type of shit I expect people to get annoyed about, because that's clearly forced. Like, nobody was a fan of that.
No.
It's like taking Lara Croft and making him Stephen Croft. Nobody wants to see that
Croft?
shit either.
Steve Croft.
Steve Croft. That's fucking Drake. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's Drake's Uncharted. You know.
Lars Croft.
Yeah, like nobody wants to see that either. So it's not like we're shitting on it because it's like a guy being changed to a woman or whatever. It's just the stupid fucking idea when it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Now that game looks amazing. Like, everybody's gonna buy that shit.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of the first, you're not. If you're a true fan of the first, I could see you being a little bummed about the story thing, but I'm sure they're gonna fix that now that they fucking heard you crying about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, with DLC, they're gonna put a little like I'm sure a lot of companies suffer from watering down their own product, or like kind of diluting the impact of their own product by trying to appease to the fucking fans. Because now it's like, oh, they're gonna cry. You know, we have to give them a hint that he's coming back, or like we have to draw a connection, or do some type of time flash TLC. Like, you never know where their minds are.
It's almost like holding the art back.
Yeah, because
but you know, you may land somewhere that isn't the right place, but you should be the attempt to try to land counts. You know,
I mean, it's the fact that this team makes an incredible game. It's like right now, Death Stranding. Kojima Productions was releasing Death Stranding 2, but it was nothing but you're playing with the girl Fragile. Like, Sam's not even in the game. Everybody would buy that. Like, everybody who really fucked with Death Stranding would still buy that game. Because the game is fire. Yeah. Like, you know, the game was just an experience. It wasn't all about the main character. Those days are over also. Like, you're coming to a time where, like, main characters don't really play as much an impact, I think. Like, they're very important still, but you can have someone carry on the legacy, like Kratos in God of War. When you're left with his son, and Kratos is no longer in the series, they've eased you into it so smoothly that you're not going to care. You already fucking played with Atreus. You've been bodying monsters with Kratos for like 20 fucking years.
Those games are fucking awesome.
Yeah, those games
I'm a big fan of those God of War games.
Yeah, I heard Days Gone was like a sleep hitter.
Bro, I seen it played, but it looks awesome.
It had some fucking problems when it first dropped, and that's why people were kind of giving it issues.
I think they're doing like
I think they patched it,
and I think they're doing like a remaster. Not a remake, a remaster.
I heard it's really good, and I have not played it.
Me either, man. There's so many games that I miss like that. Yeah. Like I said, I went back to older shit, and I'm like, I'm like feeling like, Alien Isolation, this shit compared to today don't look the same, right? Yeah. So many good games, man. $2. Yo, my man. Yankee, $2. $2. I got $2 swipe. Unlimited, bro. I'm good. 150. I'm good, bro. Unlimited. Alright, fuck you then, dog. Motherfuckers like you gentrifying my city.
Alright, you tight. Yeah, a lot of notable passings this week.
Yeah, man. Fucking Mutombo died.
Yeah, Mutombo.
Most famous finger, bro.
Yeah, no.
Pete Pete Rose too, man.
Yeah, Pete Rose died without being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's some bullshit, bro.
That's because he was betting, right?
Yeah, he was betting. I think. All right, I'm not too clear on like the actual case, right? Yeah. But in my head, if he bet on himself on the team winning, what's wrong with that? You're not throwing the game.
Yeah, like that makes...
You betting on winning. Is that
what happened? I don't even know
I don't even know the full details.
Okay, so...
But to me, I look at the day and age, right? Well, what other sports athletes have done and been inducted in the Hall of Fame and still across different leagues. Yeah. And I go, come on. Yeah. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, there's mad shady people who are in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Like motherfuckers who used mad sketchy shit.
Substances, cheats. Like, and if he bet...
Are Barry Bonds and McGuire in the Hall of Fame at all?
I don't know. Are they? No. They should be, though.
If you look at the records...
I don't know about that.
Yeah. I throw them in, man. Fuck it. I'm not good. You taking roids, okay?
He had cork in his I know McGuire had cork in his bat. And he used steroids.
That's Sosa.
Yeah, he had cork and steroids?
That's Sammy Sosa had cork in his
bat.
But
McGuire had cork in his bat too.
I know Sosa, he broke his bat and
it was like, baby.
And it was like...
Let me know if I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong, but let me know. I'm pretty sure, because I remember that being his thing. And I was a wild baseball guy.
Alright, but you see, if you put in cork in the bat, I think that's a different offense than taking steroids.
I mean, it's enhancing.
It is enhancing, but look, you still gotta hit that fucking ball.
It's true, but like, Don't these drugs make your focus crazy too?
Make butt in his home run.
Listen, man, we want to talk to you. It's like,
yeah, but I just look at everything that's happened and I'm like, yo, Pete Rose, and now they better not. I don't want to see him going now.
Yeah.
Because now that feels fucked up.
They're not gonna put him in, so I don't think we even need to. Like, they're not gonna even bother, bro.
Yeah,
they're not changing.
Which is corny
about that shit.
No matter what they do, they're corny.
What's up?
Jose Canseco said a couple years ago that McGuire corked his bat.
Okay,
but he never got caught. But Sosa got caught.
Okay, so you know what it was?
You ever got your bat corked?
I'm thinking about that because of the fact that Sosa and McGuire were the ones up in the running. Like they were going head to head for the home runs at the time. That was the Oakland Athletics, and who was Sosa on the Cubs?
Cubs.
Yeah.
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa look like Matt now.
Oh, he does, right?
It's pink.
Pepto Bismol, Sammy Bismol.
Sammy Bismol.
Sammy Bismol.
He looks fucking washed out. Like, I'm not trying to shame nobody, bro, but it's like, love yourself. You don't have to do that. That was a perfectly normal looking dude. Now he just looks wild weird. Like, he has fake blue eyes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
his eyes are not. He's wearing like contacts or some shit. He never had colored eyes.
I thought he had like a thing. Didn't he have like vitiligo or whatever?
No, I got vitiligo.
That's what I'm saying. I thought he had the same thing.
I look like fucking Sammy Sosa. What the fuck? Put me next to Sammy Sosa. We don't look the same.
Jose Sosa.
You see my eyes turn blue? Oh, I got blue eyes now. No, that's not how vitiligo works, motherfucker.
Got him. Got him. Yo, but yeah, Pete Rose, man, that's fucked up, man. Mutombo died too, yo. That was like my era of watching basketball, bro.
Yeah.
Like when he's on the Hawks and shit. Steve Smith,
mm-hmm.
fucking, that's when the Knicks were like my favorite growing up. That was like 100% watching basketball those times.
I remember.
It's like, so get the finger.
Get that finger.
Yo, rest in peace, Pete
Rose,
Mutombo.
It's a big one, man.
So the Knicks just made another fucking big trade, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, and they got this player, Karl Anthony Towns, from Minnesota, right?
Uh-huh.
And, like, they traded Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. You remember we had Leon, and he was talking about that three-pointer that motherfucker hit?
Yeah.
It was Dante DiVincenzo. So he's like, motherfuckers were feeling him in New York. Like, he did his thing last year with all the injuries.
Yeah.
He fucking broke records for the team.
Yeah.
And Julius Randle been in New York for a minute now. He got injured and shit. And, he never did the best in the playoffs.
Yeah, right.
Admittedly.
Yeah.
But he was taking us there.
Yeah.
And when we were rebuilding and shit, the Knicks haven't been the best for a while.
They got rid of him already?
Yeah, they just traded him, and they traded him, both these players, for Karl Anthony Towns, like I was saying, and like, let me just tell you why I think he's soft, right? Because he's a great player. He's good, right? And I know if he starts doing good for the Knicks, I'll be like, yo, Karl Anthony Towns. But, I saw a video of him, and he was wearing Jankos. And you wearing Jankos, bro. Like,
was that like the backstage walk before they come into the arena?
It was just, I think it was like something with Anthony Edwards, like a teammate of his.
Mm-hmm.
Like just a random video on like IG.
Okay.
And he's wearing wearing Jankos, bro. I never fucked with Jankos back when motherfucker was...
Jankos was advanced.
Yeah.
Like, I did UFOs. But that was kind of like the starter kit.
Yeah.
Everybody had UFOs.
That was. Yeah. But it was way cooler than Jankos, bro. He looked like a fucking, like, Steven Seagal. I was like, Jankos sucked, bro. Jankos sucked, bro. It didn't look cool. I never thought that shit looked cool.
Yeah.
That was like some fucking...
Pants look dumb heavy.
Bro, you wearing like 19 pounds of denim.
Like, oh, man, key rings and shit.
Yeah, it's too much. And them shits are getting dirty, dragging.
Yeah, it look like a Hellraiser.
Rushing on the floor. Like, come on, you can't be a New York Knicks wearing Jankos, bro. We come to New York. You cannot wear Jankos, bro.
My man came to the arena dressed like Pinhead.
Yo, my man wasn't cold, bro. Man, was fucking...
Yeah, no, that's... I think... the reason I asked if it was backstage is because I know that's like a thing now.
Yeah, the motherfuckers always wear some goofy shit.
Yeah, they be wearing goofy ass shit.
Yeah,
holding on to like a purse.
Yeah, it'd be funny if you're rocking some like goofy shit on purpose.
Yeah, now that would be fucking.
That's fucking hilarious. That you just dress man whack on purpose.
Wear my outfit.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be. I would respect that. But you can't be thinking you killing it and then look whack.
Yeah. It's kind of. It's.
Come on.
I don't know, man. Fashion is weird these days. I used to think that just wearing some cool regular shit was it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was never the fashionable, high fashion man. No. I did Timberlands, I did Jabbar.
New York shit.
You know, Aniche or NYC, whatever. City Lab, white tees. Fitties were my thing. Fitties were something I always had a lot of. But other than that, I wasn't like onto like a lot of the high end shit. That just wasn't my lifestyle.
Yeah, you know what happened? I think with fashion, like, I always like looking like put together, even if it's like on a metal outfit, you know?
Yeah.
It's not as simple, but color coordination, but it's New York styling shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
But like somehow, in the last, I want to say decade maybe, I think high-end fashion became like mixed with just regular like hood shit, you know?
I don't know.
And in the high-end fashion world, you start seeing like there's weird coats like bubbles and you get what I'm saying? That's the shit you see on runways and motherfuckers experimenting.
Yeah.
That you look at a lot of that shit and like it's cool artistically in that world, I guess.
Yeah.
But you're gonna wear like bubble wrap? you know what I mean? Like but that's the shit you see. Yeah. So when you start blending them, I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. I find a lot. I've been using the word goofy a lot lately because I think it's perfectly. No, it describes everything perfectly for how I feel now. Like, you know, it's kind of like the whole thing with people dressing up like cowboys to go to certain shows and shit. Like, I remember everybody whipped out a cowboy hat and cowboy boots for like Beyonce shows. And I'm like, yo, that's fine. Whatever. It's like it's become a thing like where you go to a show, everybody dresses up. Like they're going to a nightclub. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, whatever. But that's like a whole ass look. You can't even pull that shit off every day.
You gotta really go get the fucking chaps.
Yeah. Like,
you gotta get what's the joint on the back of the shoe?
Yeah. Like my boy brought it up at work the other day. He's like, yo, I'm surprised. I haven't been hearing no shit about country lately. Like, I'm like, bro, nobody really likes, nobody, like, the people we know ain't really fucking with country, right? Yeah. Like, they're not. Like, these are people we know. So you can't lie to me. Like, you don't like country. I know you don't. You got onto country because you were like, yo, let me ride this wave. I want to support. That's good. You should do that. But let's not act like we really rock with, like, we don't rock with country. I probably rock with more country than you ever did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't rock with country. There's not one damn country artist ever bumping in Harlem. It's just not a reality.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not a reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I know you were talking about fashion and hip hop. It's like pop culture in general. You have a lot of that shit mixing and meshing. And it don't always play out right. Like, no. It just comes off kind of goofy. Like, it's goofy shit to me. Like, whatever.
Totally.
Yeah. I don't think I'm a cool guy and shit. I just find that shit to be like, bro, it's mad effort. Like, I'd rather just do what I do and not have to, like, stick to that. Because I feel like there's certain shit that if you pull out an outfit once or twice, you gotta kind of rock with that for a little while.
That's your look.
Yeah. Or else you're just gonna be that guy that, it's the one, just the two outfit guy.
Yeah, the one cowboy.
That's that dude, man. He had them same Jankos on last month. He just put a different sweater on.
You see how dirty the bottoms are already?
Look, like he didn't even wash them shits.
Fucking Jankos.
Other stuff going on, man. Unfortunately, right now, Asheville, Tennessee, like a lot
Florida,
of Florida, like a lot of that is underwater right now. So prayers and positive vibes to everybody out there, man. There's a lot. I think the last time I saw, which was like yesterday evening, the death toll was like over 100 people so far,
and like 700 or something missing.
Yeah, a lot of people missing. There's people who have been. I saw a story about one guy who walked like 10 miles to get to his daughter's wedding because he couldn't take the roads. There's another guy who hadn't heard from his mom and dad. So he ended up walking like everybody's like traversing through foot. Yeah. Like they're just going through the rubble and climbing piles of debris and putting themselves in really dangerous situations. in order to be able to reach loved ones and stuff. Communications are out. If you don't have like specific service like Starlink or something that keeps your service running beyond what's been destroyed pretty much, it could be really hard to contact anybody. So, there's a lot of areas over there that are underwater that they can't get to in time. People who are just trapped, can't get out of their homes. It's scary, man.
Yeah, that whole shit is like, man, I don't think a lot of, maybe not everything is preventable,
Yeah.
Because, Mother Nature runs its course.
Yeah.
And we're always at the whim of a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
But it also feels like we're not taking precaution of, like, what's been occurring. Like, it's the whole thing where, like, the weather patterns changing, climate change.
Yeah.
And it's like, that shit is starting to hit more cities that you don't hear that happening in.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's gonna keep happening,
Yeah, it's definitely, it's happening as we, like that. They're saying that this might be worse than Katrina at this point. I don't know how accurate that is, because there's a lot of reports that are still like, you hear one thing, then you hear another thing, but it's obvious that it's pretty bad. It's bad. Like, there's just no other way to paint it.
And then the cleanup, and like, it's like, the government...
Mountains of sand.
Yeah.
And places where sand would never be. Like, just sand dunes, and like, people's houses and their apartments and shit, like in their homes, that are not even like that close to the beach. It's bugged out. Like, the winds and all that force just carried it over.
That shit is just scary, man,
Yeah.
Like, you having, like, dude, you being in your home and now you gotta be on a boat.
Yeah, no, that's...
Like, and you're not near a dock, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, that's scary, man.
That's, like, fucked up.
Yeah, it's like the ocean, it's like being in, like, the scary. Like, being in the ocean, has its threats. And now you put that into a situation where there's just, electrical power lines and glass and debris and vehicles that could crush people. Stuff that could pin you, and just it's ugly. There's a lot of stuff that could go wrong here. Cleanup is a big deal. I don't know if the worst is over yet, but prayers to everybody out there. We've been to Asheville.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy to see what that looks like right now, because we were out there a few years ago.
To know, like, yeah, I was there.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that and being like, holy shit, this doesn't... In Tennessee, we've been to Tennessee, and that also got hit. And I kept seeing the name Pigeon Forge, and I'm like, Pigeon Forge? And it reminded me that, like, that's not far from... It's about 10 minutes from where we were. We were in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, when we went on our trip all those years ago. And Pigeon Forge is like 11, 12 minutes away, or like 10, between 10 and 15 minutes away. So, like, when we were taking our treks to, like, go to get food or go do hikes, we were all over Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, that's
that's
crazy.
all on the water now. You know what I mean?
It's sad, man.
It's sad, I hope everybody comes out of this, okay. I mean, obviously there's a lot of lives that have been lost already. But, I hope things turn around quick, because that's a very dire situation, man, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thoughts with everybody, man. Especially, like, I just hope that we gotta start taking the lessons from these events, man. Yeah. And, like, in everything. It's like there's so much shit going on, and nobody's taking precautions still. Yeah. It's like, we just can't let this shit become the norm, because it can always get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
It's like, we gotta get on that shit, man.
Yeah.
And there's so much shit going on right now, too. Like, did you see the shit, did you see it with the dock workers on strike?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In New York. That's like... And I saw one of their representatives. Mm-hmm. I agree with him. It's like, I can't go against it, Yeah. Like, dude, like, how many companies they worked for doubled profits. Some of the companies they worked for went from already, like, owning $50 billion, and then during the pandemic, when all these people were working, they went up to, like, over 100, and the workers ain't seeing none of that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like, the fact that, like, come on, these guys couldn't take off at all.
Yeah.
To keep the flow of anything going on. And that's a dock work is a crazy job. That's like, maybe you say it's like an oil tank guy, like a guy that does like oil refinery shit. Yeah. You would be like, what the fuck? But those are like real hardcore blue collar jobs.
Yeah, no, those are all union jobs,
Yeah. And you gotta respect that shit, like.
Yeah, they work hard. They talk to people with families who, like, it's like those jobs are like passed on too.
Yeah.
Like you have full families who like, you know, their kids end up working on the docks with them. They become stevedores because it's a part of the family trade. Like their granddads and their fathers before them, uncles, brothers, cousins are like stevedores who work on the docks, and you know, whether it be in, you know, Jersey, the, you know, port of, you know, over here in New York, Connecticut, the tri-state area, you know, everywhere that has these shipments coming in, like you have a lot of people who, you know, that's all they know. Like that's they choose that line of work because they take pride in what they do and they have no problem working hard. There was a point in time where they thought robotics was going to knock that whole line of work out.
Yeah.
You know?
And I agree with that too. That's one of the things that they're like, yo, we want this not to happen. Like automation.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that too, man, because, you know, how much industry, like, and these companies, right? So they get automated, they take away jobs.
Yeah.
Then they don't pay more taxes for the labor that the commerce that they're producing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, dude, you just raking in everything. You're not the trickle down.
Yeah.
That's why everybody says trickle down economics. That's like, but there's no more trickling down. You got fucking computers and robots working your shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just hoarding because everybody else consumes. It's like, bro, you got to give something back to the workers, B.
I mean, yeah, the people who are there working hard, they, you know, I think they're in a position where they hold the cards.
Yeah.
You know,
for
right
sure.
now.
So many people do too, bro. Mm-hmm. The worker forgets that power, man.
Yeah.
Like boycotts and shit and strikes. Like, bro, that shit is real.
No, it is.
There's still industries that you can disrupt.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I think more people, especially nowadays, because it's like, bro, the money, like disparity of where it goes, it's insane.
Now, you know what it is? Some jobs love to treat you like they could do the shit without you. But but like they love to act like, oh well, you know, you get what you get. You know, what it is what it is. But let you call out on a day where motherfuckers need you, then it's the end of the world. And it's like, what happened to that other shit you were talking? Like, you need to be fair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that you can't run and operate this without us. And when people do get together, they do create change in that sense. There's a lot. Unfortunately, there's certain workplaces where you can't get people on the same page. Like, you can't get them to all join up and
in a lot of fields, because it's like people think just for themselves in the now, which I get, because initially, you may have to take a blow in pay and shit.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people aren't in a position where they can possibly lose their jobs. That's another thing, and that sucks too. Like,
and that's another trap that so many people right now and are paycheck to paycheck, and there's people that work, and some people that work in tough jobs.
Yeah.
And they're living paycheck to paycheck. Come on, bro. When these companies, you said it way too big. You got over $150 billion in a company. Something's going on.
Yeah.
I don't care how you want to look at it. You could say communism. You could say whatever the fuck. It doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it just doesn't seem right when it's people really struggling.
Yeah. It's a lot of elbow grease and fucking stress that goes into these jobs. A lot of injuries too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people come out of them jobs sometimes like their lives end in 20 years younger because they put their bodies through so much strain. They have injuries that they never fully got over. Some develop addictions because of pills that they had to take because of never-ending pain, because they have to keep going back to work. Like, you can't really stop. What do? You know what I mean? Like, if you have a job on the docks and you just had a fucking crate fall or something like that, or, you know, you operated a crane wrong. You know, there's so many situations you hit somebody and somebody has a back injury, right? They take pills, now they're stuck on that, and they have to get back to work like 3 months from now because of the, you know, the
safety net is
not
right
there. Exactly. You're not taken care of if you have an injury that goes long, or, you know, goes past that little window that they give you, where it's like, oh, you have X amount of, we saw you have this many hours. You know what I'm saying? But then you see something like what happened with 2020 with with 19 or whatever. When that happened, what was the first thing that started happening for city workers and a lot of other jobs? It was like, oh, if you could say that you caught it and you have a test that shows you caught it, they're not going to take your sick time. They're not going to do it. So it is possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so there's
it can be done.
It can be done.
It can't.
Like, that was done. Nobody even asked for that.
Yeah,
that just happened. Everybody's grateful for it. Shit, but that just happened.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That was just kind of done. And it's one of the things where it's like, okay, we knew that was possible before. We were, like, if somebody's on maternity leave, for example, and you know, a woman can't come back to work at the 3-month mark because she, you know, had an issue that prolonged her recovery. That should be covered. Like, it's not something like, no, now you're forcing people to have to go back to work while injured. They never have time to recoup. Like, that shit happens a lot.
There's different circumstances.
That happens a lot. Like, I feel like every job I've ever been at, that's happened. I've met somebody who told me something like that or had a situation like that, you know? So that's the kind of stuff. I think they're in a position where they hold the cards.
Yeah.
Everything comes through that motherfucker.
Yeah, everything. You know what I'm saying? So much commerce.
You want some sugar?
Sugar, coffee? Medicine.
Them socks.
Like, dogs, they got a lot of power. And, like, you know what? I'm with them, man.
Yeah, I mean, people need to get their due, bro. It's not like these dudes don't work hard.
Nah.
You know what I mean? It's on record. Like, they're on them shits all day.
And I want them to get it, so motherfuckers that worked in the fields we worked in could get it too.
Yeah.
You know, that's how, back to the people, bro. Because that's how money really flows.
Yeah. You know, it's not, I just don't see like, all right, if you made $100 billion, this is me thinking as like a regular dude. I'm not a fucking mogul or nothing like that. I'm not a cutthroat motherfucker or nothing like that. That's just not what I am. But if I had $100 billion, if like my company hit we doubled profit this year, $50 billion to $100 billion, it'd be super easy for me to be like, you know, take $1 billion of that and split it amongst the 3,000 workers that we have coming, you know, whatever the fuck, like for bonuses or that sounds like a pipe dream, but that shit, stop, bro. Like George Clooney be giving his friends like duffel bags full of money just because he could.
Yeah,
that motherfucker could do it. You can't.
Yeah, you got billions like that. Come on,
I'll never forget that shit. George Clooney when he did the tequila thing or whatever. I think it was around that time. He had a bunch of his closest friends over. It had a duffel bag for each of them, and it had like, I forgot what amount of money in it, and it was just like a gift. Like, hey guys, you know, I appreciate you. Thanks for looking out for me. I think it was like $1 million each. Something crazy. Yeah. And he's like, you know, thanks for looking out for me. You know, the times that I needed help and I needed a couch to sleep on and this, you guys were there for me, and you know, cheers type deal. Like if you have a company that has like 3,000-4,000 workers and you just made $100 billion that year.
Yeah.
Not even in general. Just like you just made that much money. If that's accurate, I'm not even sure about it. I'm just saying, if that's the case, man, that's just greed, bro.
Yeah.
Like you can't take
that is not right.
Like you could change everybody's life.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't even. It'd be like that picture. It'd be like you losing a fucking dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like you pulling your wallet out and a 5 fell on the floor.
You put $1 billion into the right places.
Yeah.
You're changing a lot.
Yeah, no, you could do a lot.
You could do a fucking lot.
It's like I just don't see. I don't know why it's not. I guess also, I just had a conversation about this recently. I guess it's also that there are people and companies that do shit like that.
Oh no, for sure.
And they just unfortunately you never hear about them.
Though every time there's something good, you don't hear about that. Unfortunately,
yeah.
All the bad shit makes so much fucking noise.
Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely agree about that. Like, what's the motherfucker that owns the Mavericks?
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban. I couldn't think of his fucking name right. But yeah, Mark Cuban. That dude he's a legit as a businessman and billionaire. I appreciate his ethics.
Nah, he's dope. And he pays an ass load of fucking taxes every year.
Yeah, taxes.
Like 20, 30 million.
He's given $300 million just to like his employees and broke it down.
That's what
people that have been with, like, yo, like I could respect that.
Why wouldn't you do that? Like,
and just his outlook towards the way things should be.
Yeah.
Like I could appreciate that. Like, that's somebody that made it and like respects work still.
Yeah. Like you know how many people would be shocked to see like, oh, we're getting salary raises. Everybody's getting hit with like $80,000, $90,000 who were just getting paid like 60, 70.
Yeah.
Like that's a significant difference.
Dude, that's
it's like if you took like 300
for 1 year.
If you took like $300 million and split it up amongst X amount of employees for X amount of years, whatever the case may be. I'm not the numbers guy, but I'm saying, like, when you're talking that much fucking money, that shit is possible. Like, you can just play with that kind of stuff. So, you know, I hope they get what they want. You know, I hope they get what they deserve.
Yeah,
not what they want. Not everybody should get what they want. But they should definitely get what they deserve.
But you get what you need.
Yeah, they need to get what they deserve, man, because they work hard and, you know, union workers in general, man.
You can't always get what you want. That's the only part I know.
What song is that?
Is that the Beatles?
Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones, right?
Can't always get what you want.
Always
get
what you want. But something.
You can't always get
what you want.
Rolling Stones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm rolling stone right now. Yo, that's another week, man.
Yeah, we're out of here, man. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. And for always click and play.
Yeah, pay attention to next week, man. It's going to be awesome. We're in October, baby.
Yeah.
We're going to be...
Spooky time.
Spooky season.
Yep. We'll be up here in my cape.
In a little cape.
Blah, blah.
The Dracula. Blah. Guys, I'm Mario Benitez.
I'm Jose Ortiz.
See you next week. Peace.